Hello. Thank you for listening. This is the near death experience of Brian, and this event occurred on May 12th, 1969. Open quote. I was 9 years old when the event happened during gym class outside. We were wearing a t shirt and long pants. That's why I think it happened around May. The gym teacher set up an obstacle course using the jungle gym, swing set, and sliding board. I fell off the 8-foot sliding board, ruptured my spleen, and broke some ribs on my left side. When I landed from falling off, I was knocked out. My sister, who was there when it happened, told my mother and father I was out for 10 to 15 minutes during the time I was knocked out. I remember seeing my gym teacher and sister talking to me. It was as if they were talking inside my head. I couldn't hear them with my ears like you would if you were holding a conversation with someone. It was like they were talking to my mind. It's hard to explain. It's like that voice you talk to when you are thinking about what to write, like your senses. After I saw my sister and gym teacher, I could see myself leave my body and float up towards the sky. I could see it, but not feel it. I could see the other students standing in line, most of them laughing. I kept floating higher and higher. It was like being in a plane or a rocket ship. I could see everything getting smaller and smaller. I was scared. I went through the clouds and continued going higher until I was through the clouds and in an area where it was starting to get dark. I would continue going higher until I started hearing singing and joyful music. Not long afterwards, I saw a little white light ahead of me. I started floating towards this little light. It got brighter and larger. The closer I got towards the light, I started to make out this voice. It was a voice I had never heard before. It was strong, but yet gentle. The bright light almost reminded me of heading towards the sun at this point. I stopped floating at this point. It was like being in the bottom of a well, looking up at the opening at the top and wondering what is on the other side of this dark hole. Then this shadow appeared. It looked like a tall man in a long robe with long shoulder-length hair with a mustache and a long beard. He bent down, reaching out his hand to help me out of this dark hole. As he was reaching, he said, "Come follow me." Being scared and remembering what my parents told me about not going with strangers, I said, "I don't know who you are, so no." He told me I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. At this time, I could see shadowy people singing and laughing, gathering around the opening of this dark hole I was in, saying, "Come on, you will like it here." I told the shadowy person, who seemed at the time to be the spokesperson or the one in charge of this happy group of people, "It seems like fun, and you are having a great time. I still don't know who you are." He told me, "Yes, you do. You never met me, but I know your family, and there are others from your family who would like to see you and who know you and your family very well." At this time, more people started to show up, telling me their names and reassuring me that this bright light is a nice place to be. You will always be happy and always be healthy. When they said that, I remembered what I learned in Sunday school about what it was like in heaven. The tall, shadowy person who appeared in the beginning told me the same thing again. "Come follow me." I said, "I'm too young to die. My family would miss me. It can't be my time." He told me the things I hold true in my heart. We will separate and no longer be as one. He told me things that will happen in my life until I return here again. I still told him that I would like to be with my family. At this point, I was really scared, being only 9 years old. I just wanted to be safe back at home with my family. When I told him no for the third time, he seemed to be a little mad because it got dark all of a sudden. This angry, mad sounding voice that scared me even more started to laugh and began confirming what the other voice told me about the things that are going to happen when I return home. It also showed me the events leading into them. It was like watching a movie about your life from the time you are at now until the time you return to the dark pit, or, well, with the bright light. After watching what I call a movie about my life, I awakened from what I thought was a dream I was having, like that from when you wake up from sleeping. I didn't know where I was or who was around me. Still scared from what I thought was a nightmare or a bad dream, I saw my mom and dad standing beside me at the hospital. I was so glad to see them, I cried. They were glad to see me too. They gave me a hug before they had to rush me into the operating room. They reassured me everything is going to be okay. That's all I can remember of that time. While I was getting operated on, I had another one, but this one was a little different from the one I just described. This time, I saw terrible times that were going to happen in the future, events in the world around me and in other countries. Both showed me events correlating with each other when the events in my life are going to happen. End quote. I'm not sure what to make of this excellent story. Maybe some of the questions can sort it out. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Question: at the time of your experience, was there an associated life-threatening event? Answer: yes, accident, life-threatening event, but not clinical death. Had 2 minutes to live when taken to the hospital. Had 2 minutes to live. Question: did you feel separated from your body? Answer: yes, it felt as though my body stayed on the ground and my mind and senses left my body. Question: at what time during the experience were you at your highest level of consciousness and alertness? Answer: I was alert and aware of what was going on around me. Question: did time seem to speed up or slow down? Only going from 9 years old to the time I passed away and when I was floating up and going to the different places. Oh, the time stopped. The dark and the light. It seemed like you were in 2 very different places, each one different. No sense of time. What seemed like forever going through all the events and the things that were to happen seemed like a long time, only in reality they took a very short time. Question: did your hearing differ in any way from normal? Answer: only noises you can relate to, like singing, laughing, sounds that trigger a normal response. Only ones you would react to. Question: did you pass into or through a tunnel? Answer: yes. When I went or past the clouds and it got dark, it seemed like I was in a deep well at first, and then it seemed to be a tunnel the way the light made it appear. Question: did you encounter or become aware of any deceased or alive beings? Answer: yes. I saw a tall, dark, shadowy figure standing in the middle of the bright light, reaching out his hand. Then I saw other small, shadowy figures approaching and standing around what appeared to be the opening to a well. At first, no, but they knew my name, my family, and me. They said they were relatives and wanted me to come and join them on the outside of this pit. Question: did you see an unearthly light? Answer: yes. It started out small, like a light from a small pin flashlight, to the size of a very large circle, like the ones they show on TV where a train enters a tunnel, to where it almost comes out just before it appears to hit you and they pan away. Question: did you seem to enter some other unearthly world? Answer: just the events that took place or the things that will happen where I am at when they happen. Two dimensions, one being very dark and the other place that is very lit up or bright. The dark one seemed very sad and lonely. It gives you a sense of a lot of hurt and pain. Very sad place emotionally. The other seemed very happy, cheerful, a place you want to go, a place where you could feel emotionally happy, like that saying, not a care in the world. Question. Did scenes from your past come back to you? Answer. I learned after the experience from my mom and dad when I was about 21 years old when I got the nerve to tell them about what happened. I was afraid they thought I might be crazy or something when I told them, but I asked my dad what my grandfather's name was because I didn't get a chance to meet him. He died before I was born. He told me, but I can't remember it now, but it was the same as the shadowy figure talking to me, telling me to join them. I found out that all the people talking to me were relatives who had passed away before I was born, and I wouldn't have known them or what they looked like. They were surprised when I started to tell them names of whom I talked to and described them to them. They even gave me clues or hints as if they told me that it would help me to know who they were, only I didn't know them or what had happened to them. When I told my mom and dad those hints, they began to cry and told me never to repeat them to my aunts and uncles. I believe we will go to heaven or some place when we die. Question. Did scenes from the future come to you? Answer. Not at first. I didn't think about them. I forgot all about them at first. Only when things were going to happen, I would have dreams about them where I would wake up sweating and shaking. I still have them. The dreams, the shaking and sweating. I can't sleep at night. I am always worried what's next, and I find myself worrying, how can I break the chain of events? But I can't. They happen anyways. Everything that was told to me at 9 years old, what was going to happen, happened, even when I had forgot about them. When I do forget, I get cold chills going up and down my body. I get very tired, like I can't concentrate. I doze off in a deep sleep, and I'll remember or be shown again what's going to happen. Usually a week, sometimes a month later, it happens. Question. Did you reach a boundary or limiting physical structure? Answer. Yes. What I call a deep well or edge of a cliff, a place where I need help to either get out of or lifted up over. No, I didn't cross over or out of the well. I had a sense of this is going to be my final destination, that I was going to die, and this is where I am heading or staying. I was frightened and scared. I wanted to be with my family. Question. Did you come to a border or point of no return? Answer. I felt like I was when I told the first shadow, no, I don't want to follow you. It felt like I was telling a stranger. I didn't want to go with him emotionally. Question. What was your religion prior to your experience? Answer. Moderate Lutheran, could recite the Bible and understand it. Question. Did you have a change in your values and beliefs because of your experience? Answer. Yes, I can remember a little bit about how I was growing up. I was happy and carefree. As time goes on, I'm just the opposite. Scared, frightened, wanting to change what is going on in my life, knowing I can't, and having to accept what is happening since everything that was predicted happened already, and what lies ahead changed my life totally. Question. Do you have any psychic, non-ordinary, or other special gifts after your experience that you did not have before the experience? Answer. Yes, I could tell what was going to happen to different people I knew and sometimes work with, where I was going to live, what kind of houses, how many children I was going to have and have already, what kinds of jobs I'm going to have and work at. I can describe all of them from a dream I had. All this after my accident back in 1969. I was 9 years old, a small child. If someone told me back then this was going to happen, I wouldn't believe them. I didn't have any of these things back then, just a strong belief in the Bible. Question. Are there one or several parts of your experience that are especially meaningful or significant to you? Answer. In telling someone about it and seeing their reaction when it comes true. I don't plan them or do them deliberately. I forget all about them until I get the feelings I have been there before and it's my first time there, or I have recurring dreams about it beforehand. Worst part about it is knowing I can't change the things that are going to happen. They seem to happen just the way I was shown back in 1969. I can't change the things that happened in the past. I find myself trying hard to change them in the future, but can't. Question. Have you ever been able to share this experience with others? Answer. Yes. At first they thought I was making it up, or they just didn't believe me at all. Some thought I was crazy. But until some of them saw the things happening or tested them, as if my ex-wife did with her father, they believed me. They wanted to help me break the cycle, but couldn't. Some think I can predict the future and want me to tell them what is going to happen to them. Some I can't, others I can. Question. Is there anything else that you would like to add about your experience? Answer. Is there a way for me to stop the chain of events? I tried almost everything, from hypnotism to trying to stop them when they are happening, but can't. It's like trying to stop the wind from blowing. It knows when it blows. You know which direction it is heading and where it came from and what causes it to blow. But how do you stop it from happening? End quote. You can't. Very interesting. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.